Bitterness is like drinking poison and hoping the other person would die. I was the one drinking the poison and the only one dying. I was the one unable to pray. I was the one with no true joy and in fact depressed. Happy New Year. I am Achiaa Acquah a.k.a. Miss Glowsom, and I want to thank you very much for watching. Today's message is one that I've wanted to share for over 2 years, and I thank God for giving me the grace to finally share it today. Today, I will share a story about my own struggle with an offense, how it led to bitterness, shame, and my journey to forgiveness and restoration. You may not be dealing with an offense, a broken heart, betrayal, or bitterness. However, I beg you to share this video so it can get to the person who desperately needs to hear this message today. A couple of years ago, I was privy to a situation involving my co-workers who had become my friends. I spent a lot of time listening to the painful details of the situation, and it eventually led me to a place of anger and bitterness. The situation grieved me, especially as I correlated their treatment to their race. This situation triggered me to relive the pain of my own past rejections that I had attributed to race. I remembered studying hard as a junior in college to earn a 4.0 GPA and yet be unable to get an internship. I later got one through a minority company. I remember the times I had to change who I was just to be given a chance. I remembered the little girl who told my firstborn that she was not good enough and she was not going to play with her because brown-skinned people were bad. And the countless hours I spent with my daughter trying to help restore what that statement on race or her race had broken in her. To spare you all the details of this painful journey, I eventually became so angry by hearing their pain that I decided to personally fight everyone I believe was involved in what had happened to them. I even justified this self-destructing fight as my calling because my middle name Achiaa meant waymaker. However, the truth is I was being driven by anger. I went as far as rehearsing and then use it in appropriate language in one of the meetings involving this particular situation, my behavior, and my performance. However, in the midst of this great turmoil and unrest, I joined a prayer meeting organized by my church and asked God to take this debilitating heaviness and bitterness away. Immediately after the prayer, I started to feel that year-long heaviness and depression begin to lift off. I also bought an audiobook by Bishop T.D. Jakes called Let It Go. I remember listening to the book on a morning walk and whispering to God that I released the entire situation and every planned legal recourse. Just as I considered dropping everything, I remember hearing a contrary voice, which I now know, or even back then, knew was not from God. The voice urged me to forgive, but still proceed with the legal recourse or route, because the legal or formal complaint was going to prevent my daughter or her generation from experiencing what I had experienced. The truth is, my fight had become destructive and not motivated by the fight for the next generation. At that point, all I truly wanted was revenge on anyone that hurt my, or I guess offended my friends. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against legal recourse. However, For my specific situation, the instruction was just to let everything go. Finally, I remember hearing a voice say, Achiaa, you've always spoken about wanting to work with young girls who are locked up in prisons. The voice asked, what do these young girls need the most, Achiaa? I responded, forgiveness and a second chance. It was at that moment that I broke down and whispered, Lord, I release it all. And I rather sow this offense as a seed of forgiveness so that one day these young girls that I'm yet to meet will be forgiven and given a second chance by corporations and the world. The restoration and moving forward began immediately. I said, I release it all to you, God. That very week, I received a call from an employer about a job that I honestly was not qualified for. The job was twice my old salary. I was not even qualified for it. But all through the process, I had seen the hand of God and God's favor overshadow me. The letting go and moving forward set me free. It delivered me from this year-long self-destructive journey. It also brought restoration in several other areas of my life. Proverbs 4:23, New Living Translation reads, guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life. And Hebrews 12:15 says, look after each other, so none of you fails to receive the grace of God. Watch out that no poisonous root of bitterness grows up to trouble you, corrupting many. I was transformed because my past unresolved offenses made it into my heart, made me bitter. The bitterness poisoned me, and I was now corrupting anyone who would listen. I'm sure you've heard this statement before, that bitterness is like drinking poison and hoping the other person would die. I was the one drinking the poison and the only one dying. I was the one unable to pray. I was the one with no true joy and in fact depressed. I was the one who was angry, irritable, and without the passion that I once had for God. Just like a huge ship can easily navigate troubled waters, but immediately starts to sink once the same waters is navigating starts to get into it, I had allowed these issues to get into my ship and I was sinking. You may be listening and a painful situation has just come up that you have tried to suppress for years. The truth is, the situation has become the poison that is slowly killing you and has altered several years of your life and represents the water that is causing the ship to sink. Maybe it was not an offense at work like mine, but an unbelievable, painful issue with your parents, spouse, church, sibling, relative, your ex, or a friend. Maybe the person who caused you this unbelievable amount of pain has even passed away. However, the fact that the situation is coming up right now and tears are running down your face or your heart is racing faster means the issue has still got a hold of you and altering your destiny. You may be saying, but Achiaa, I'm willing to forgive them if they apologize. Or Achiaa, you don't understand. They took something away from me that I can never get back. They betrayed my trust. They caused me mental trauma and never acknowledged the damage done to me and my family. You see, on the cross, as Jesus was being beaten to death, his murderers never even asked for forgiveness. They mocked him. However, before he died, He said, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. He said, forgive them, maybe because he knew that what lay ahead of him could not be accomplished without him letting go. I want to ask you to deeply think about the offense that you've carried secretly or maybe even openly for years. What offense has entered your heart and determined the very not ideal course of your life right now? Irrespective of what it is, I want you to know that I was sent to tell you to let it go right now. And not tomorrow, right now. This offense has robbed you and taken enough from you already. Even as you embark on this journey, I want you to whisper this prayer in your own words. Father, forgive them and forgive me for holding on. Give me the grace to let it go right now. I believe that this simple prayer has brought you instant healing, or at least started your healing process. I can't wait to hear your testimony about freedom, unimaginable open doors, favor, and blessings you experienced once you let it go. I also encourage you to obtain other resources, listen to more messages, speak to a Christian therapist. It doesn't matter what you do, just do whatever the Lord leads you to do to help you to move forward beyond this very issue of bitterness. God bless you and thank you for watching this video. Please share and also share your journey and testimony in the comment section so others may be encouraged by your story as well. God bless you. Bye-bye.